Time for drumroll, please.
What?
Are you gonna fart? Look at that works. Time for relationship advice.
And now our note sheet is filled with garbage that I just spammed it with.
We're gonna read some terrible relationship advice from r/relationship advice.
No. We're gonna read some terrible relationship situations
And give terrible relationship advice.
That's right.
Yes, we give good advice, but we choose to give bad advice. We may accidentally give good advice at times that we're not trying.
Welcome back to the show, guys. My name is Nick.
And I'm Corey, and you guys will tell us your name in the comments, please. If you guys like our podcast, that's debatable. You can go check us out on Patreon, link down below. But also, if you're gonna like our other content we put on Patreon, it's our movie channel.
It's the good stuff. You guys know it.
But if you want to watch those on YouTube, then you can see the also down below.
And if you want to listen to our podcast in case you're driving and can't look at our pretty faces, then check it out on Spotify, Audible, Amazon, whatever else your heart desires.
All those links are down below. Shall we begin?
Go for it.
All right. My 23F, dad's 59M, girlfriend 25F.
Okay, 59-year-old dad has a
daughter that's 23, but the dad is dating a girl who's 25.
Okay,
2
these
years
are
older than his daughter.
always really good situations.
My dad's girlfriend started momming me. Momming in quotes.
A 2-year-older girl.
Yes. Oh, God. It's like, imagine if you started calling me son. My dad's girlfriend started momming me yesterday. We're on a family trip, and they just got back together after a 2-year separation.
What?
They were
When
separated.
did he start dating her? When she was 21?
Apparently when she was 23 at the earliest or latest. She just showed up to our family Thanksgiving, and I guess that meant they're back together. That's how I feel about that.
Was that part of the story?
Yeah, it actually said in quotes, burp now. They met when she was 18.
So he was like 49 or something?
Ew.
Wait, how old is he? 59?
59.
And she's 25?
That means they met 7 years ago.
They're
He was
52 and 18?
He was 52. And he was dating an 18-year-old.
Sus.
And his daughter was ew. Okay. They met when she was 18, and he introduced her to me and my siblings when she was 19 and I was 17. He lied and said she was 25 at the time, but a little light Googling, I found she was 19. The fact that he lied means he knows it was wrong, and he barely lied.
Everyone knows that's wrong.
Ew.
DiCaprio knows it's wrong.
Gross. We're like day 8 out of 11 of our trip now, and all of a sudden yesterday she started to treat me like a child, and she's tried making it apparent we're different generations, and it's getting on my nerves. For example, she tried to explain what Vine is to me.
That's actually funny.
Hey, you might not remember this, but back in my day, we had this little thing called Vine. It was before TikTok and all that.
I know this is before
Like, bitch, I was in high school when Vine was out.
I know this is before your time, but we grew up on SpongeBob.
It's funny because it's like back in my, like a parent would be like, back in my day, we had no internets. We were playing Galaga down at the arcade. It's like, pop, like you're...
Go to sleep, Pop.
Yeah, go to sleep, pop. It's like, we're adults, all right? We know about the arcade. We know about Vine.
Okay, so where's this momming going?
She tried explaining what Vine is to me, and she wishes it was still around so that I could experience it too, even though I did, ? They're the same age, of course. Then today, I was making jokes with my sister, 19F, literally making fun of my own self, and the girlfriend jumps in with a stern voice and says, "Girls, stop it right now," in a very stern, like disciplinary voice, because she mistakenly thought that my sister made fun of me.
Ew.
That made my blood boil, because even if we were fighting, she has no business, 1, jumping into the conversation to stop it, and 2, take on an authoritarian role. Later on, the girlfriend explains to my other sister, 18F, how to turn on a normal shower, and asked my sister if she needed help undressing and getting into the shower. My sister, 18F, obviously felt very uncomfortable and was like, hell no,
weird, dude. What
I'm
the
not
fuck?
showering and getting undressed in front of you. She acts like an 18-year-old girl is incompetent. FYI, this girl is my dad's sugar baby.
Of course. I was going to guess. The
And is
fact that you're
completely
50
supported by my dad.
Yeah, the fact that you're 59 and dating a 25-year-old and you were 52 when you started dating an 18-year-old is
It's
a
not
sugar
even a
baby.
question. It's what other things do you have in common? Your love of shuffleboard? No. She's extremely spoiled and entitled, such as won't drink anything less than Voss water.
Oh my God.
And must have top tier designer clothes and jewelry on her at all times.
Oh my God, she sounds insufferable.
Yeah. My dad and his girlfriend are really toxic for each other. They've broken up at least 20 times that I know of since I met her. This is his
What?
type of woman now since my parents split 10 years ago. He likes young, naive sugar babies, but she's the closest in age to me of all the girlfriends. Anyways, I'm looking for honestly small jabs or comments I can make to shut her the up because I feel very uncomfortable with her momming me. Please don't give any advice on communicating to my dad these issues. That will backlash on me, and this girl is extremely emotionally immature. So if you have any smart aleck comments or low-key jabs, that would be helpful.
I'd be like, yo, not only like are we close to the same age, but I wouldn't even fucking listen to you as a parent if you were the same age as my dad.
I love how she's like, listen, I know. Don't even bother trying to help me here. I'm not trying to communicate. Just give me insults.
I appreciate that she's like, this is a lost cause. She's accepted that.
Do you know what the top comment is? Does she have a dad? You could do the funniest thing.
Wombo combo, dude. That is it. That's the best relationship
Does that make
advice.
you your own grandma?
How?
If your dad is dating a girlfriend, a girl, let's say they get married. Your dad is married to a girl. If she's now your mom by stepmother,
and you bang her dad,
you bang her dad and marry her dad. You are now
each other's.
You are now
step-grandmas?
dating. You are now married to your stepmom's dad, which makes you your own grandparent. Crazy math.
You're a step grandma.
To yourself.
And so is your dad's girlfriend now.
And now your siblings are your granddaughters.
And then you get her a birthday card that says "Happy Birthday, Grandma."
Oh my God.
That's
crazy math.
That's layers.
That's
of
so
fucking,
funny.
That's layers of home math.
Oh my God.
Fuck, dude.
And then the other comment under it says, "I'm gonna your dad and give him a child he actually loves." Oh, they're barbaric. Yeah, this girl sounds insufferable. I don't think I would last very long without saying
Sugar
shitty comment.
baby that has earned nothing on her own, basically demands respect out of pocket. The dad's an asshole for letting this happen.
The dad is disgusting. And I think the only way to handle this without like trying to be an adult about it is just laugh. Literally just laugh in her face.
Yeah.
That is going to hurt her the most. Ignore her comments.
True.
Don't respond. Just laugh.
True. Laughing in someone's face when they're trying to command you undermines them harder than anything else could.
It's like, don't argue. Don't talk. Don't insult. Don't play on their level. Just laugh. That would piss me the off.
Yeah. That would send me off tilting to oblivion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That situation is barbaric.
Here's another one. I, 26 male, lost the trust of my fiance, 25 female, after she confessed something really shocking to me in bed. How do I move forward with this?
What is it? Shocking. In bed?
So it's the morning hours where I'm from. Woke up to some quality time, sex, with my fiance before we started
I don't
day.
think that's what quality time means in love
They put
languages.
it in parentheses.
My love language is quality time. Quality time equals sex, by the way.
Give me more quality time.
My love language is quality time then.
After everything we had come to an end. Some of these people write like fucking idiots.
Yeah.
After everything we had come to an end, we laid down cuddling and one thing led to another and was telling me, are you...
One thing led to another after sex? What does that mean?
After everything we had come to an end, we laid down cuddling and one thing led to another and was telling me something along the lines of, if I ever left her, she would make sure the other woman had to work really hard to keep me. Something along the lines of breaking my manhood. Which was unusual and funny, but I guess when the sex is that, you tend to get a little crazy.
This person writes like an imbecile.
So I don't know how the conversation came up, but then she said, I have a confession to make. And I'm just like, okay, while I held a smile on my face. This is all one sentence, by the way.
Perfect. Wouldn't expect anything less.
That's when she said, and I quote, we had a fight, non-physical. It was to the point that I was so frustrated that when I went to make you dinner, I snuck something into your tea. Okay, so I think what he's trying to say is that what she said was, when she went to make him dinner, I snuck something into your tea that makes you sleep, and I was watching you fight that sleep. Your eyes were so red, and when you did actually went to sleep, I sat down and watched you as I contemplate what to do about us, and so many thoughts were going my mind while I watched you slept for like a few hours. And I eventually got tired and just went to bed. End quote.
I don't know what any of that means. This person needs more than relationship advice. They need grammar advice.
I'm gonna guess they don't speak English.
That's fine, but like this just didn't make any sense in any order. It's not even like an English thing. It's
Let me
just
finish it and then I'll translate.
Subject, verb,
when. That's all I heard.
It's hard to follow.
The fear in my eyes were real as I just listened to my fiance admitted to being a psychopath and to drugging me while she contemplated on a way forward. I know for a fact I don't trust this woman anymore, and now I'm even scared to sleep with her.
Really? You're surprised of the woman who said they cut your dick off? You're really surprised that she drugged you? Really? That's the breaking point? Okay.
She didn't say she'd cut the dick off. She just break it. Which, honestly, it's not worse, but it's not better.
That's the same level of like, haha, broken penis, haha. No.
I actually had a nightmare about the decocketation.
Decocketation.
There's decapitation and there's decocketation.
Is your head a decap? I guess a cap.
Decocketation.
So decapitation is
Capita is the Roman root for head.
So what's the Roman root for dick?
Kita.
I doubt it.
Decocketation. I doubt it.
Dickitus.
Dickitus. Okay. I know for a fact I don't trust this woman anymore, and now I'm even scared to sleep with her or to eat from her. Oh, I'm guessing what he means is eat her food. Because we had an argument over her not doing what's right. We haven't spoken for an entire day after the confession, even after she's made several attempts to talk. I'm afraid to even go to my friends knowing they'll just laugh and say it's probably nothing, bro, and tell me to relax.
If your friends would laugh at this, yeah, your friends are your girlfriend's your life is I don't know what the just stop. Just stop doing that. Stop being in this situation.
People are saying run.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really up.
Okay, from
What's
the
bad
beginning,
is that you're already attached to this person as a fiance, but you definitely don't go through with marrying
what
them.
I've gathered is they have sex often. Good for them. The woman claimed that if the guy ever left her, she'd cut off his dick.
Or break it,
whatever. Then she admitted to drugging him, contemplated cutting off his dick, and then thinking about him so much, but she got bored and went to sleep. And then she also said she drugged him. That's how she put her in his food.
And she was watching him fight sleep. That's some serial killer.
Yeah.
Watching somebody like get sleepy and being like, the drugs are kicking in.
I don't see any positives here. You're like, on one hand, drugged me. The other hand, sex.
People would take that sacrifice.
She threatened to cut off my dick and contemplated it actually.
But sex.
It's
a tough one.
She said that if I ever left her, she would make my life and my future partner's life horrible
by breaking my penis.
But
sex. So I think my relationship advice is
it's pretty evenly split. It's honestly a toss up.
You stay with her, and
I think there's an equal amount of points on both sides here. It's very, very difficult.
This guy can't even write though. I don't see an apology saying sorry for my English. It's a second language, so I'm just gonna assume he's a dipshit.
You know, a lot of people would be like, it probably is a guy with a second language, but what if it's not? Okay? There are people out there that are just not good at writing. And
this isn't not good at writing. This is brain dead.
Brain dead. I have no other advice. Just stop being in the situation. All right. I, single 48F, woke up this morning to a text from my colleague, married 51M.
Okay, they're close in age.
And
48 and 51.
And friends of 5 years.
Okay.
I woke up this morning to a text from my colleague and my friend of 5 years. I'm so upset that he sent this to me. He said he's pretty sure none of this would come as a surprise to me. Yes, it did. I thought we were friends.
Okay.
We work in the same...
He came out to her, didn't he? Not like that.
He's also married. Don't gloss over that.
Okay.
We work in the same department and have to work together every single day. He's married. I, honest to God, thought our friendship has been nothing more than that. Friends. I have asked myself if I've given any mixed signals, and I swear I haven't. When we went to Buffalo Wild Wings 5 years ago, it was after we had to meet a customer together, and so we went to lunch.
That must have been so romantic. Buffalo Wild Wings always gets my juices going.
I don't even remember what we talked about, but I promise you it was small talk. I remember this lunch specifically because we both got COVID afterwards. I treat him the same way I treat my other colleagues, many also friends. I have always felt comfortable and safe around him because he's married. For 20 years, he's been married. I was in a relationship for 4 of the 5 years I've known him. I have never looked at him in a romantic way and never will. I don't understand why he would send this to me because it changes everything. I haven't responded to him because I don't know what to say. By the way, I go to lunch with him and other colleagues from time to time.
Is she going to say what he said?
Yeah, it's at the end.
Oh my God.
We go as a group sometimes one-on-one. I think I'm upset because I really appreciated his friendship and now I'm wondering what he expected from me.
The
after sending the
anticipation is
text.
killing me. Why didn't you open up the text person writing?
Does he think I would get involved with him romantically?
I don't care what she thinks. Tell
Didn't
me what
think
you
I wanted to
said.
hear this. What the I told him my stance on people cheating and how I do not condone that kind of behavior. Since we worked so closely together, we are both upper management. How do I handle this? What do I say? Here's the text. This quote from this guy. 5 years. For the past 5 years, since a day that we had lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings, I have not been able to get you off my mind. It was really bad about 2 years ago when I would have given up everything I had just to have dinner with you. But I find that recently, it's happening again. To wake up in the middle of the night thinking about you is both confusing and exciting. I'm pretty sure none of this will come as a shock to you, but I'm telling you because I've needed to get it off my chest for years now, and I know I need to stop before it causes any issues at work. I'm always comfortable telling you anything, and since I won't be seeing you as much in the past now that we're downstairs, I thought I would end the year by letting you know. Your sense of humor, confidence, strength, independence, motivation,
Damn, this man wrote her a love letter,
etc. makes it hard for me to hold in telling you how beautiful I find you every time I see you. Every day there is something different that has me realizing just how special you are. I hope 2025 brings you the health and happiness that you deserve.
Honestly,
this man went off.
Okay, this would be a really sweet text if they're both single and if she was into him and if he wasn't married for 20 years, you cheating f***ing whore.
Everything
God
about this feels
damn
wrong.
It sounds like this has been eating at him for a while and he's probably not cared about his marriage that much, which is sad. Was she asking for tips on what to do?
To how to respond because she has to interact with this guy.
It sucks that they're both management.
Yeah.
Which means they're not just like in a job they want to give up.
I'm sure this happens to women a lot, honestly, where they think that a guy is like friends with them and it's like completely just platonic and then they hit on them.
I think this happens to both sexes.
I think it probably happens to women more than men.
I think it's a much more common thing in like opposite sex friendships.
This is definitely one of the reasons why men and women generally like can't be friends. Not because it's wrong, but because there's like a lack of trust on both sides that it actually is what you think it is. I imagine like if you thought you were platonic friends, like this girl thought she was with her coworker, and then it came out that he said, I've been in love with you this entire time.
It
would make you rethink your entire relationship with that person and be like, well,
absolutely.
I can't trust anything you say now because I don't even know what we are.
Yeah, I saw you purely as a friend and you've been like oogling me.
And I think a lot of girls think that about a lot of the guys that they would be friends with if they were closer. So that they would always be like pining for them or they would do something about it if they had the opportunity.
That makes me uncomfy.
But I'm sure that's how a lot of people see it. I don't think a lot of guys get that feeling. I don't think they are like rejecting all their girlfriends and like would think that they would hit on them.
I would probably meet up with the person and set straight and be like, hey, like I know we've been, I don't know how close they are. Maybe they're close coworkers.
If you have to interact with this person more because of your job, I think you do need to have a conversation, but maybe a somehow documented one. I don't know how the HR works with this type of
I would immediately go and jump to telling his wife, but I would initially, before doing my goal would be to get there, but my goal would be to get him to do it himself by having a conversation with him and being like, hey, listen, I haven't been into you this way. It's unfortunate that you feel this way, even though you've been in a marriage the whole time.
Yeah, it's weird.
This makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I can't be like sane around you.
She's uncomfortable for the two reasons is that one, she's never felt any kind of romantic attraction to him and thought it was a friendship. And apparently he's been lying that it wasn't just a friendship. He's been attracted to her and like trying to win her over. And then two, that he is married and is actively trying to cheat.
I know what it is though. This is Buffalo Wild Wings' fault. The food they make.
Ever since I met you at Buffalo Wild Wings, I've been hot and spicy for you.
Honestly, Buffalo Wild Wings is pretty fucking awful. I've had multiple instances where I ate there and I was like, wow, this was like mid as fuck. This is like middle of the road shit.
It's fast food wings. What do you expect? It's just the McDonald's of wings.
I wouldn't say it's the McDonald's of wings.
It's basically just bar food. But like more food than bar. It's a food bar.
More food than bar.
It literally is just a sports bar, but like less drinks. Like people usually go there for the wings and probably to watch sports and drink, but like usually for the wings.
Sports betting, baby. Let's go.
They probably have it there. I don't know. I think
this is sad.
I definitely think that if you're going to see this person more, you definitely have to talk to them.
Yeah.
And like set it straight. Probably somehow with a third party or over text so that you can cover your ass. Because if you work together, HR is going to have to deal with it. And then secondly, this is where you could go either way. If you have been actually friends for 5 years and you've met this guy's wife and you consider her a friend, then you need to tell her.
Yeah.
If you don't know her that well, I think you could go either way. You don't have to tell her, but like I wouldn't want to maintain any kind of friendship with this guy.
It's this person's responsibility to deliver this message to the wife, because I think that can be a fairly daunting thing.
Yeah, she didn't put herself in this position, so it's not like I wouldn't say that it's your responsibility.
Yeah. Overall situation, my advice though,
stop talking to this guy as much as possible.
Yeah, have a serious conversation.
Ice him out. Have a serious conversation, or text, serious message, level it, and then just don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah.
Or unless you like them, but like I don't know.
If you like them, which she doesn't.
She said she valued his friendship.
Yeah, but she's not into him, because she specified several times how she did not see him as
I think that this situation probably happens very often with people outside of the person is like married situation.
Yeah.
I think that this is something you could move past easily as friends.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's cheating on his married wife makes this worse.
Emotionally, yeah.
Like, I could see a situation where if someone came to me and said, like, I've had feelings for you for so long, I'd be like, I don't feel the same way. I'm glad you told me. Maybe we should have some time apart so that you can like deal with these feelings and doesn't make things weird. But I'm
Maybe
happy.
you should have some time apart so you can get over yourself.
Well, yeah, pretty much. But then like you'd say, I'm open to being friends, but just friends, and like we're good. If you can't do that, then I'm sorry. Like, bye.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that he's cheating makes this like morally wrong, and like you wouldn't want to associate with people like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say cut this guy off. Cut his dick off, like the other girl said.
Okay, let's not. All right, for the final one, let me just read it and then explain the ages and everything.
Yes.
My husband's pregnant mistress begged me to leave him and I refused. Where'd I go from here?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
My husband's pregnant mistress begged me to leave him?
Yeah, so the person writing the post is a 33-year-old woman.
The audacity.
The mistress is a 34-year-old woman. And
Oh, she has seniority. Gotta listen.
Wait, why are they F? All F. Oh, I think she up.
Probably typo.
Okay. She's 33.
This would be crazy if like she was married to another woman and the mistress is also pregnant somehow, but like from whom?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. How the that happened? Yeah, she up. Okay, so the person writing the post is a 33-year-old woman. The husband's a 34-year-old guy. And the mistress is a 28-year-old woman.
Oh.
Okay. Google sent me here because I need to let this out. I didn't even know what she qualifies as, if mistress is fitting or not. It was a drunken one night.
We need to know her credentials before we go on. Is she a mistress or a concubine? Which is it?
What's your job description?
Yeah. Is she like just a stripper or like what? Prostitute?
As far as being a cheating whore, what is your job description?
We need to know on the scale of like sluttiness, where do you fall? Homewrecker maybe? I don't know.
All right, so here we go. It was a drunken one-night mistake, my husband's words. They ran in the same work circles and field, but don't work together. My husband was dropped off at our house 2 months ago, drunk off his ass after a company event. He was crying and out of it, blabbering about nonsensical things. I tried sobering him up, but his legs couldn't even support him.
Ew.
And I couldn't drag him to the couch, so he slept it off on the ground.
Ew.
And the next day he confessed everything. You have to be a miserable drunk piece of shit to sleep on the floor.
He probably was like, I don't deserve bedding.
He was crying, and I've only seen him cry a handful of times in all our years of marriage. And he said that everything was foggy, and he doesn't remember much, but that he slept with her. I won't type in my reaction because I can only describe it as violent. Not physically, but I unloaded on him and sobbed and screamed and then lied to our kids after I'd woke them up.
They have kids?
That's sad.
Fuck.
We tested him for drugs because what he was describing, foggy memory / didn't drink that much, etc., was assault. And as awful as it is, I felt a little bit of relief that it might have been, and that he hadn't willingly cheated on me, but there was no trace of drugs in his system.
The fact that he remembered, I don't think you'd make it home like consciously if you were drugged. Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know if he drove home, but...
No, they said he dropped him off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the past 2 months have been brutal on us, but we're slowly working on us in therapy. Some may call it weak that I didn't divorce him, but I just can't bring myself to do it, and believe me, I thought about it a lot. He hadn't had contact with her since the night, up until she got his number and sent him a picture of her blood work a few days ago. She's pregnant and is asking him to meet up. That sent us into another spiral. But we agreed that I would meet her because there's an innocent life on the line. I wish I can say she's awful and I hate myself for this, but under different circumstances, her and I would have been good friends. She seemed ashamed and honestly looked lost. She's not that much younger than my husband and I. We're 33 and 34 and she's 28, but grew up sheltered by her religious parents. Not that it's an excuse, but from what she said, I asked her what she was going to do with the baby and she got quiet. I don't know what I thought she was going to say, but it certainly wasn't her asking me to leave him. She said that once her boyfriend finds out... What?
She has a boyfriend too?
he leave
Girl, adultery is not allowed in any religion. Why are you doing this?
It's beyond religion. Grow a moral compass, you
I was raised
cockroach.
religious. I'm sorry. That's the reason why I cheated with your husband on my boyfriend and you at the same time. But listen, I'm a very religious person. Outside of that, I'm a really good person.
Adultery, fine. Gay sex, no.
If you take out the 3 awful things that I've done, I'm honestly a great person. I think we could be friends.
And let's not talk about the murders. She said that once her boyfriend finds out, he'll leave her and her parents will cut her off from having a bastard baby, that she can't do it on her own, and that I'll get a nice settlement and start fresh. I laughed. God help me, but I laughed harder than I thought I could while she started crying. These past 2 months have been testing my sanity, and I didn't have that much left in me. Once I calmed down, I told her that I will not leave him. If she wants to have the baby, we'll figure out support and custody, but that was about it. She started crying harder in the middle of the cafe, but hell, we were already getting looks from my unhinged laughing and begged me to leave him. I told her I won't. My husband and I have been together since I was 14 and he was 15.
This is just so wrong on
20
every
years?
level. It's gross.
That's a long relationship, dude. We stuck together through high school, got engaged and married through our BAs and masters. We have 2 beautiful kids and we're trying for more, and I won't throw it all away because she spread her legs and he her once.
No.
He's all I've ever known.
She's bad, but he's worse.
I don't remember our life without him. And let's say I agree to leave him. Then what? He'll marry her and she'll take over my life and be in my kids' lives, raising them half the time. I don't let her get a word in, and I was crying by the time I was done with my rant. And I left there. She's sobbing too.
I feel
My
like
husband,
this
is the last line.
Yeah.
My husband and I already talked with a lawyer for a paternity test, and we're waiting on that before we do anything else. My husband sent her a text with my contact information and told her all communications are to be through me before he blocked her number. I didn't ask him to do that, but he's trying. I just don't know where to go from here if it turns out to be his. This is a tricky situation. So we've previously discussed this whole cheating thing, and how everyone on Reddit immediately jumps to being like, oh, break up. People don't understand the depth some people's relationships have. And while cheating is incredibly f***ed up, I think a drunken mistake can be moved past. It's not good by any means. And I literally don't know what I would do in the situation, but a drunken mistake undermining a family and 20 years of marriage and all of that is a lot.
I struggle to call it a mistake. A mistake is like you accidentally wrote an extra 0 or forgot a 0 on a check for like your electric bill, or you accidentally forgot the date on
writing a check.
You forgot to I don't know, fill out a form for your kid's school. You got the date wrong. I don't think fucking someone's a mistake.
I think obliterated drunk is a different state of mind. Not that it's an excuse.
The fact that he was crying and he told her, like, he knew what he was doing.
He's obvious. Like the fact that he's saying, hey, you're handling all of the communication with her, I'm done.
Well, no, what I'm saying
is she's trying to. It's
the
not
way
pretty.
I see it is like, if you are drugged and blacked out, not even like blacked out, like unconscious, it's not your fault. If you are aware of what is happening to the point where you are upset that you did something and incoherently crying, and you confess that you did this thing, you knew what you were doing. You don't live like an alternate reality when you're drunk.
I completely understand that. I'm just saying what this one mistake was, and like I'm not saying it's okay because it's a mistake, but ultimately it is a mistake. He feels bad about it. He's not like, yeah, I cheated. You.
Well, that would make it easy.
Because some people cheat with no remorse.
Well, for sure, that would make it easy to hate them.
It sounds like they have a genuinely good relationship, and he f***ed up in the moment while being drunk.
Okay, so this is like the one we were just talking about. If you've been friends with someone for so long and they just confess that they've actually been in love with you the whole time, that ruins the friendship because it feels like you've built something that wasn't real. If you've built...
That's different.
No, hear me out. If you built a relationship based on trust and the fact that you think this person cares about you and cares about your well-being, why would a person who feels that way cheat on you and hurt you?
I think both can be true. I think you can care about someone's well-being and still make a royal up. Like, this is where I'm saying where it's truly complicated in this case.
I don't know.
This is why when we argued it, I actually think emotional cheating is actually worse, because a physical cheating can be a one instance and it's gone. Emotional cheating means it happened over time and it wasn't a rampant burst of emotions.
I don't know. Like, I struggle because, like, to me, an accident of cheating is literally like you're in the mall and you go to grab your wife's ass from behind, just like flirting, and it's the wrong woman. Like, that's a mistake.
That's a forgivable, like,
Exactly.
incident.
That's what I see
mean,
as a mistake.
Feels bad for the girl.
I feel like having sex, it's not sorry, it was a 1 minute process. Going home with them, drinking with them, talking with them, flirting with them, taking off your clothes.
Potentially banged her at the party even.
Sure, but like taking off your clothes for like 5 to 30 minutes or some and then like getting like all that takes time and consideration that if you are married for 20 years, either your wife has been on your mind thinking about, oh, she probably wouldn't like this, or you never thought of her. Both are so bad.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. This is royally up, but I completely understand why the wife doesn't want to just leave him.
Well, okay, so I see the wife's perspective for both sides. One side is I would hate the girl and the husband. I would hate the husband more if I was the wife because it's his mistake. She did, like the girl could seduce him all she wants. It's not her responsibility to keep the relationship together. However, I can relate.
Home wreckers that are knowingly home wrecking are up.
They're up, but they are not nearly as up as the person who broke the contract.
Agreed.
However, I can relate to her other position because it's petty. She is saying, I will not leave my husband.
You're a petty asshole.
She's saying, I would rather keep my bag of a husband than let you have her.
Well,
I'm not letting you replace my life. I'm going to keep my ass life.
I get that, but it doesn't sound like she dislikes her husband. She still loves him, and
this is all so soon. I think she's trying to wrap her head around her feelings. I think she does not like her husband right now.
I think she's upset with him, but she still loves him because she wouldn't stay with him otherwise.
It's confusing because it's all so fast.
But the biggest part is the fact that they have a family, and I think that can precede these immediate outbursts.
I think if she had no kids, maybe
this would be easier.
Maybe the memories would have her like questioning it, but it'd be very easy to say, I don't care.
If she had no kids and they weren't together for 20 years, as high school sweethearts into their mid-30s.
The main thing that she's afraid of is this woman coming in and replacing her as mom and
I think
wife.
she's afraid of losing her whole life, which that is part of.
Yeah, that's it. She doesn't want this woman having any kind of contact with her kids or like being their new mom and her being cut out of that life.
Yeah, this is
so like
up.
She hates that her husband put her in the situation because he's for that. But she would rather, or at least she's debating on rather, sticking it out with this bag because he somewhat feels guilty and maybe he won't do it again. But like, what stopped him the first time?
Yeah.
So maybe she's running the risk of him continuing to cheat, but like maybe he won't, versus leaving and having this woman be the new replacement of her, and then she loses out on her kids' lives.
In my personal opinion, if she still values her family's life, like as a unit, and she still loves her husband, I think they do need to go to therapy and work on this, and he needs to make amends because he up. This is a complete and utter up on his part, but I think it can be overcome. Personally, I think this physical instance of cheating is less bad than if he was emotionally cheating on her for like 2 years and talking to someone behind her back, but never slept with them.
I could be wrong about this, but I feel like I heard this somewhere before, and I kind of agree with it. I think that if I was her, I would only agree to stay with the husband and work it out if something drastic happened to him that's painful. Not violently painful, but like painful emotionally. Like,
really?
Here's the basis of philosophy that I've heard. You only truly change a part of your personality when you are backed against the wall and you have no other options. Either you stay in this up situation, your life becomes hell and awful, or you change for the better. Just saying, I'm sorry, forgive me, does not change you.
So like what type of punishment can
I don't know, but it needs to be something that is massive and horrible. Genuinely. Not,
kill his mom.
It's not for like, oh, you did this thing, I want you to feel bad. But it's like you need to feel so hurt to change, because cheating is awful. And if she just kind of says, I forgive you, there is no wiring that has changed in his brain.
When he poops, she has to put his head in the toilet so he like gets poop on his face for like a week.
I don't know
change after that.
I don't know what the punishment is, but something drastic would have to happen. Or like, I don't know, like stay married. He is not allowed to date. He is not allowed to do anything, but he is now lost like being able to hang out with his wife and his kids for like a year.
That sounds way worse. That sounds like a really big way to destroy this relationship.
He needs to feel some sort of punishment.
Just petty revenge for the sake of imploding their lives.
It sounds petty, but
that sounds worse.
Something needs to be done to him to make him realize how bad he f***ed up.
I think they can get through this.
The reason why I say this is because if you've been married for 20 years and you say you love this person and yet you still cheated, clearly you don't value them the way that they thought you did. And what's to say that your words mean anything going forward?
I think alcohol can things up really badly for people. And that's why I think drinking to such an extent that you lose decision making and motor function that's your responsibility. And I think every time a person does that, and people tend to do this more when they're younger, which is more forgivable, I would say, you put your life in massive risk. And the more you build this trust with people and build your life and build all of these things, the more sensitive and vulnerable they are to being destroyed in a blink of an eye.
I only take this from my personal side, so like I can't really relate. But I mean, I've been drunk as before. And when I was single, I've done some horny But when I was in a relationship and I was drunk, I had no eyes for anyone but my girlfriend. So like, I can't put myself in a situation where like I was so blasted and then also looking around. It doesn't make sense to me.
Fair. It's fair.
I just can't relate. It makes me think that it's intentional on his part. And that's why I think that something big would have to happen.
I don't necessarily think it was intentional for him, but I do think it's on him, obviously. He up. He needs to take responsibility. What that is, they need to figure it out. They need to figure it out together, though. I would keep this hidden from the kids for sure, though, for at least a long while. I don't think they need to know this. It's not worth it. They're probably young.
If they got divorced, then it's something to talk about. But if not, then I guess you keep it under wraps.
Yeah, I think if she still loves him and they want to build their family together and the husband's truly like being upfront and forgiving about it and actually doing a lot to change, I think they can work through it. So that's my 2 cents. What do you guys think?
That was heavy.
Yeah, that was a show, and as soon as I read it, I was like, I gotta go this one. This one's exciting.
Yeah.
Compared to the other one where the person can't even write.
We're reading about this woman's life imploding. Like, that's exciting, good stuff.
It is. You guys like that drama and salt, and if you really do like it, make sure to like and subscribe because it helps us out a lot. Please check out the full podcast on our Patreon. You can watch it a week before it comes out on YouTube.
And also check out the Audible versions of them. We have them on Audible, Spotify, and Amazon, and other places. I don't Apple Music, yeah, all that stuff. Links down below. Like and subscribe. Comment down below your favorite story, or tell us about when someone was. Tell us about your relationship advice. I don't know. Whatever you tell us advice for the people in these stories, or ask us to help you with your relationship. We clearly know what we're doing. We're experts.
Experts.